Hey, this is the same Jared, new shirt. This is the last of my 4-part podcast that I've done that I have YouTube videos for. So I did this because I'm traveling currently and kind of dedicated a day of like, hey, I'm going to bang out 4 podcasts. And I thought, well, I'll just record myself and switch my shirts around. So this is I actually got this at Walmart. So if that shows you the type of person I am now, you know I'm just a guy that shops at Walmart and has no life. Okay, no fashion sense, I should say. Today I'm going to be talking about TikTok Shop. And I have someone coming into or I guess at this point they've already come into my mastermind group. I'm like in some weird time loop at the moment. But I met with him a couple weeks ago just to kind of talk about kind of some ideas and just kind of get the overall vibe of what he would be talking about to the group so that I can kind of just, if I had any input or anything, we could talk about it. So we met on a Zoom call. In fact, I met at midnight my time. So it was midnight when I met with this guy. And he works for an Amazon company that was kind of hired him to grow out their reach. And so his whole thing's been like, well, what about TikTok? You know, this is a lot of this stuff, this impulse buy type products. I think we do well on TikTok with it. And so that's kind of where his experience comes in. He's taken TikTok courses and stuff like that and is currently just boots on the ground doing it. And so, yeah, I was excited. I guess I am excited to bring him in, though when you're listening to this podcast, he's already been in my group. So the Jared that you're meeting with right now is not as smart as the Jared that is currently in existence. Isn't that weird? This is some Inception stuff we got going here. Not Inception. What's that movie called? You know the one. Rocket ship. Planet with a bunch of gravity. Interstellar. There it is. Some Interstellar stuff here. So, TikTok Shop. Now, what I'm going to be sharing with you is just my overall, because he shared with me something that I'm going to be sharing with you, and then I'm going to share how I would manage it, how I would do it. And I'm taking this from how I've seen other people manage wholesale stuff. So you're going to kind of learn some stuff here, some wholesale, some TikTok stuff. So all good. All right. So there are different ways to grow on TikTok. The number one, the best, I shouldn't say the easiest, but the best way to grow is obviously organically, right? Going viral. And all these guys, they all teach the same thing, which is like the machine gun approach. You need to be 24/7 making content, and hoping something goes viral is kind of the technique. So there's always, things you can do to help improve that based on what you're doing and feeding the algorithm. But the idea is, and goes for anybody. If you're like, I want to be a YouTube star, what do they say do? They say, you make 1 billion YouTube videos. And by the time you've done 1,000, you are going to be good. Hopefully. TikTok, same thing. Make 1,000. By the time you've done 1,000 videos, you're going to be better than you are today. I want to be a content creator. Go. Just start making it. That's their whole thing. Just go. Because it really can't be taught that you're going to come out the gate perfect. The whole thing is, it's like, I've shared this before, I'm pretty good at chess. And chess is the same way. How do you get good at chess? You just play a lot of chess. And you get better every game. You learn why you lose and you get better. But someone could be very, very good at chess and only played 5 times in their life, and they're not going to beat someone who's played 500 times. Those guys just have experience. So, unfortunately, I want to go viral. Great, start creating. Go. I said to my guy when we were talking, I said, realistically, none of the guys in my mastermind group have time for any of that stuff. So what are the other options that they can do that take advantage of this platform, that they can make money from it, but not have to sell their souls to it? So that's when he said, TikTok Shop. And how TikTok Shop works is you essentially upload your products into TikTok Shop, which allows people to buy directly from TikTok. And so TikTok then handles that transaction, and the shipping and notification and all that stuff is coming from TikTok to them, but you are fulfilling through TikTok. Now, there's some negative stuff about TikTok. They are very much consumer friendly, meaning if someone's like, I don't like this product, or I don't remember buying this product, it's like, boom, they just refund it, take the money back out of your account, which isn't great. And so I've had some people who've done really well, like during the Christmas season with it, but then they're like, dude, I want to shoot myself by the time it's done, because it's just a frustrating platform to work with, but money can be made. Let's go on with this. So he says, when you upload to TikTok Shop, this goes into a catalog that other influencers can then promote your product and get commission from this. And so you could set up commission, and people can use your product and promote it and get it. He says, how many people are going to contact you and want to use your product? 0. And so it's your job to get people to see that your product is there and want to promote your product. So his thing was, have a TikTok page. Your actual TikTok page should be more promoting to other people about using your products. Not like, hi, you should use my products, but more along the lines of like that they can see, oh, that would go well with my audience. So if you go back to my first episode of Jared on YouTube, you hear me talking about social, and I was doing the social circle with my hand, the story that's based on that. And so his thing is like, yeah, you kind of want to have a story that they can borrow, that they can be like, that's good, I like that, I'm going to plug this in, this story arc that we talked about 4 episodes ago. Go check it out. So he's saying if your TikTok kind of revolves around that story, then what happens is once you approach them, they're going to instantly check you out on TikTok. That's going to be their first step, and they're going to see how you're selling the product, and that's going to help them plug that into what their system is. Now, the more success you're having on TikTok, the more likely they are to work with you. If you're on there and they see that you're doing really, really well, they're going to be like, oh my gosh, yes, people love your product. If you're like, I got 1 view, then they're going to be like, I don't know, people want, So the better you're doing, the more success you're going to have with the entire process of this. But I understand that not everyone has the time. And so what I'm saying is story arc your stuff, because that's what's going to, if they can see the vision, that's what will take them. Okay. So here's the $1 billion question. If no one's going to reach out to you, do I have to reach out to people and get them to go? Yes, you do. This is what Jared says. Jared says that is a hire out job. That is something you hire out to do. So I've spoken about it on this podcast before, but there's Reddit threads that have overseas workers that can do this type of work for you. And you can pay pretty low per hour to have them contact people on TikTok and say, hey, use me. And what is this game? It's a freaking volume game. So you just say, I need 50 people a day. Contact. Now, keep in mind, you're DMing people and stuff like that, so about 50 is where you're going to want to be to not get in trouble. But you contact. And you're trying to get people to say yes to your product. And what that does is it allows them to post your products, and now you're getting content made from other people that you can repurpose. So if someone says yes, or when someone starts to say yes and you start getting yeses coming in, you might get a video or 2 that are really great. You're like, man, I really love that. Then you can run something called Spark ads, which is that you can run ads from another person's video that runs to your product. Now keep in mind, they're going to be getting commissions when you sell those, but if they do a really good job, that should be okay, because that's going to be the thing that sells for you. So that's why that's appealing, is that if someone else is making the content and they do a good job, you can actually run ads to that and have it do even more. So keep that in mind. Back to this though, you hire it out to get someone to go through and to make those contacts for you. That way you're just working, you're doing your thing, and then you're getting yeses. And you don't have to go through this whole process of finding and whatever it may be. You're just getting it done. And the idea is your mindset would be around, I want exposure to my products and I want sales. And so give me people who can give me exposure and sales, which are going to be people who are niched, and that's what we want to find. This same principle connects to wholesaling. So if you're on Faire, selling stuff on wholesale, you shouldn't be contacted. This is common. People sniper attack people on Faire. They say, oh, that shop would be really good for my shop, so I'm going to write them a nice, good email and hopefully land that person. No. Volume. And so your job, like if you sell an organ, for example, and your art, let's say you sell art. I laugh because there's someone who sells art in Oregon. But, you don't want your email to be like Oregon-based art. You want it to be Northwest art. In fact, this is kind of a funny thing. Tangent. Hope you don't mind. But like, if I'm in North Carolina, as you see by my Walmart shirt, and if there's a tornado, like a hurricane coming through Virginia, I feel safe. Virginia is the state above me, right? But I feel safe. Why? Because I got that state line. I'm not worried till it gets to North Carolina. Isn't that funny? The line's imaginary. It's still above me. It's still coming down my direction. I just feel safe because of that state line. And so that's why in this scenario, that's why I said you wouldn't say we're Oregon-based. We would say we're Northwest, because that takes away the state lines and it allows that to feel more inclusive with what you're doing. Anyway, there's my side tangent for you. But you're going to do the same thing where you're going to hire someone, and that person's job is going to go to comb through Google and find gift shops that you can sell to. And they're going to create a great big list for you that you're going to plug into your mailing list, and you're going to email them an opportunity to check out your stuff and to respond back, and you'll send them a free sample. Hey, I got this thing. This is what we're doing. We went through your shop. You'd be a perfect fit for this. It sells really well. People really love it. We're currently, and this is what advice I would give you, and I think the same would work for reaching out with affiliates of TikTok, is to be truthful with your numbers if you're doing well. So you can say, like, we're currently selling $10,000 worth of products of this on Etsy. We'd love to get on TikTok about this. And currently we haven't reached out to a lot of people about it. So if you're someone who wants to jump on this, we know there's a lot of people interested in this. We just haven't tapped this market yet. Like, that's an appealing thing. So if you like, hey, want to promote my stuff for me? And they go on and they say I have 6 videos and 1 like, no thanks. But if it's, hey, I'm doing 10 grand over on Etsy, I could use your assistance here. Now, if you're not doing 10 grand on Etsy, you probably shouldn't be reaching out on TikTok at the moment anyway. You shouldn't be hiring someone to contact on what you're doing. You need to prove that you can sell it on Etsy first. So the same thing goes with your wholesale. That wholesale email is going to be, hey, we're selling this on Etsy. We're doing really well. People really like it. We're looking to branch out in what we're doing. We haven't reached out to a lot of people. Think you'd be a great fit for what we're doing. If you want a sample of anything, let me know. I can send it to you. Now, keep in mind, a sample can always be, like, if you sell a towel, you could just cut a section of the towel out. You don't have to send a whole towel to this person so that they can feel it and know it. And then, so, one of the guys I'm working with has kind of a unique strategy in that they send out this initial email. They have like a drip system, right? So if they open emails, they stop getting stuff. If they don't open any of them, then they just recycle what they're doing. But the idea is you collect, you send out, because people buy wholesale kind of 2 times of the year. It's kind of like the beginning of the year and then kind of nowish, which is like this September, or I don't know when this is going to be released. August, I think. Yeah. So nowish. And they kind of buy preparing for kind of that 3rd and 4th quarter. And so, you want to hit the markets hard during this time to get people to buy from you, but you always want to have a list of people that you can be emailing. And so my whole thing is twice a year, you should be hitting a list of people. How do you get that list? Oh, you have people scraping their emails from Google for you. So your VA goes in, searches someone, says, yeah, that person's got the vibe, goes into their shop, gets their email from the collect thing, puts it in a spreadsheet for you. You take that spreadsheet, you're uploading them into your email thing. It makes a pitch. If you don't hear anything from them, 6 months later, you email them again. 6 months later, you email them again. And it's just doing it automatically. Okay? If you're getting people for samples, great. If, let's say, the first round they don't get anything, then maybe the last email you send them can say, hey, I'd love to send you a sample. Can you let me know if that's okay, or give me your address or something like that. And then the guy I'm talking about, he has this unique strategy where he's just going to send samples to people. So if they just end up not responding or whatever, he's just going to send them a sample. I don't know how I feel about that. I don't know how much is going to come from that, but I can let you know because someone in my mastermind's doing it. But they just messaged me today and said, we sold $4,000 on Faire in wholesale stuff. So they're doing well over there. And so it's something worth looking at, and this is their strategy. So it's literally VA to posting it, to pushing out, to just push, and every 6 months, emailing, and growing what they've got going. And then what happens is you start getting people to make a single order, and then your job is to get them to reorder. So you're just checking in. Everything should be automated though. Okay. This was kind of a wholesale / TikTok shop. Ultimately, you can hire one person to do both. So you're saying, hey, can you contact TikTok affiliates for me? Can you find wholesale for me? These are two really great ways that you can expand your business kind of going into this next fourth quarter. Okay, guys, we're back to the podcast. Jared will be back from his vacation, back from Canada. I'm currently in Quebec City. That's where, well, I don't know where I am. I don't know where I am actually right now. But that's I'm doing a loop from North Carolina up to Quebec City all the way back down. So, okay, till next week.